Hello, welcome to the skin biopsy processing video tutorial. Start by placing the required materials in the tissue culture hood. All objects entering the hood must be sprayed with 70% ethanol and wiped down. Label the plate with the PI number, the date, initials, and the type of media. Add 1 milliliter of 0.1% gelatin to each wall. Swirl the plate around to ensure that the bottom is coated with gelatin. Let the plate sit for an hour before use. The first step is to transfer the biopsy from the tube to the cutting dish. A cutting dish is the lid of a 10 cm Petri plate on which the biopsy will be dissected. Add 1.5 milliliter of DMEM 20% FBS to the center of the cutting dish. Spread the media out from the center. Here, you can see the skin biopsy. The next step is to transfer the biopsy from the tube into the center of the cutting dish. Using sterile forceps, place the skin biopsy piece at the center. Be careful while doing this. It is essential to maintain sterility. Cover the cutting dish and transfer it to the dissecting microscope in the laminar flow hood. The next step is to dissect the biopsy into 12 to 18 evenly sized pieces. Handle the scalpels with care. When you're ready, uncover the biopsy. Use one scalpel to pin down the biopsy. Move the second scalpel up and down in a one-direction slicing motion. Cut the biopsy in half. Continue cutting each piece in half until you have 12 to 18 pieces. The ideal size of each biopsy piece takes up approximately 70 to 80% of the micrometer in the left ocular objective of the inverted microscope. Avoid pieces smaller than 50% of the micrometer. Count to ensure there are 12 to 18 pieces. The next step will be done inside the tissue culture hood. Cover the cutting dish and transfer it back into the tissue culture hood. Aspirate gelatin from the 6-well plate. Add 700 microliters of DMEM 20% FBS to each well. It is a good practice to add media against the side wall of the container. Make sure the well is covered with a thin film of media. Using forceps, place 2 to 3 biopsy pieces into each well of the 6-well plate. Use a tapping or sliding motion to get the pieces to attach to the bottom of the well. A scalpel can be used to remove any stuck biopsy pieces from the forceps. The cells that will grow on this plate will be at passage 0. This is how the plate should look at the end. Here's one of the pieces under an inverted microscope. This is the skin biopsy on day 1. Usually you see attachment within 1 to 3 days. Keratinocytes start appearing within a week's time. Fibroblasts can be seen within 2 weeks. Sometimes the keratinocytes are not observed. Usually it takes 3 weeks for the fibroblasts to become confluent and ready for passaging.